Nasarawa State to sack 1,251 teachers. The Nasarawa State government has announced its plan to sack 1,251 teachers for not possessing the requisite teaching qualification. Executive Chairman, Nasarawa State Universal Basic Education Board, Mohammed Dan Azumi, made the announcement while inaugurating a 7-man implementation committee to disengage the said teachers. The committee has been given the mandate to take every necessary step to ensure that the affected teachers are registered with National Teachers Institute and College of Education Akwanga to obtain requisite teaching qualification. He added that there will be no tolerance for quackery, just as no teacher will be allowed to teach in any primary school in the state without a requisite teaching qualification. That's all.
Well, for once, I think I appreciate the Northerners. And I hope that other northern states will follow suit, because education is very important. It's the basis of whatever you want to do. And now that we are going into scientific period, there's no way you can do anything without getting the required education. Of course, primary school is like the basis, it's like the foundation. If a foundation is not built well, definitely there's no way you could build on a sandy foundation. So getting it right on that sphere, on that primary sphere, is very important. It's very good, and the Northerners should be able to, all Northern states should be able to emulate that. And I thank God that it was at the instance of the Minister of Education, Adamu, and that every person that is not, you don't have the requisite qualification on or before 31st of December 2019, we should just leave the educational sector. But now Nasarawa is going further. Okay. Not only leaving it on a pronouncement, but taking action on it. And that's
the implementation we're always talking about.
Not only that, so all states should look at it from that perspective and do something. Let me tell you, in 1954 and 64, one of the bases for the fast growing economy of the then Eastern Nigeria was the priority on education. In fact, the budget then was 45%. And it was even asserted by Harvard University then that the economy of the Eastern region is faster in terms of, you talk about the China, then you talk about Singapore. We are fast growing. But you see, the moment we stop the educationalism, that was how we nosedived. And it's very important that every country should know that. And I thank God for the Western region, that Awolowo did something, that Awolowo went even to the farms to tell people who come out on scholarship. And you see how the West bubbled, the number of professors we have in Nigeria. You can't remove it from the West.
Okay.
So it's very important.
All right, Chief of Force, 1,521 teachers sacked at once.
For me, I think most of these things, in as much as I want to agree with Dr. Maduka that it's a very positive development, most of them are politicized. Again, I always ask myself, what is the government doing to develop teachers, to get qualified teachers? At least I was born in the 70s, and I know in the 80s my father was a teacher, and he rose to become a principal of a school. And I know that TTC, Teachers Training Institute, colleges were fundamental platform for training teachers. So if you want to be a teacher, you go there, you apply, you gain admission into that place and get taught how to be a teacher. Now, you can't just go to a university and study biology and come out and want to be a teacher. There are some fundamental that you need to become a teacher, to teach people, to learn how to teach people.
To impart
not
knowledge.
Just being a brilliant first-class graduate. It doesn't add up. Now, if you wake up one day and sack the number that we have set because we are in COVID, if the government come up tomorrow and said, we are resuming school, what happened to the students that are in those schools? Have you been able to bridge the gap? Have you been able to hire the teachers, the qualified teachers in your own perspective to fill this number that you have?
The deficit.
The deficit. No, because we are used to a knee-jerk approach. You want to be in the news in a positive way. You saw what Adam Ashomole did when he was a Edo State governor. He even embarrassed some, put them in the camera and make them to recite national anthem or read the paper and read all those things. Those things are not necessary. Instead of uplifting people, demoralizing people. Again, like I said, if the government wants to improve education, the cost of education in Nigeria, it is a 20-year plan. Hello, it is you begin to fund the TTC or create your own and fund and tell people that want to teach to go to this school and also employ qualified teachers, lecturers who will teach the next generation.
Let me butt in here. Based on what you're saying,
yes.
Based on what you're so you can answer together. Now, if we take this approach you've enumerated, sir, it will take years because it's going to be a process. Now, what happens to the students who are continuously being taught by teachers who are not qualified?
Listen, because
what happens to
when
them?
we are doing this, we have to also use a case study to analyze our case. What happened in Edo? Are we saying today that what Adam Oshomole did, we have the most qualified teachers teaching in Edo State? No. Because like I said, it's politics. If somebody comes in tomorrow and he promised to employ people, he will still go back to those people and bring them to the system because there is no structure. No structure to tell us that we are serious to reform education in Nigeria. I am not averse to telling people to allow people to unqualified people to teach my children, and that's why most of us are taking our children to private school. It's not as if those private schools
it's not like
even better.
Some of them are even worse.
Are even better. Now, why are we running away from public school? Because of the unqualified teachers. But what I am saying is that so that we can again come back and have that same belief that we have in the 60s, 70s, 80s in the public school, we have to have a plan. It shouldn't be a knee-jerk approach by waking up and sacking the teachers. What are you going to do? There's what they call learning on the job. All right.
Okay.
Like I used to tell my
Thank you for answering my question.
Yes,
because that's what I wanted to
there's
say.
something also learning on the job. You can make them learn.
Because there's got to be something we are doing while we're waiting for that process.
That is what I'm saying.
Exactly.
You have to learn on the job. Let them learn on the job.